And then we want to get down like almost ground effect. Beautiful. On the money.
The objective was achieved in terms of not harming the airplane.
Just the fact that you're even like standing here where we are, breathing this air that's so pure, probably one of the purest places left on the planet.
This is what float flying is all about, and this is one of the many reasons I opted to come all the way back to Alaska to do my float rating. I could have done it in Texas, could have done it in Florida, could have done it in a number of places, but I opted to come back to Alaska to get it done. You gotta stop and smell the roses. On your way up the ladder, don't forget to stop for a minute, look over your shoulder, take in the view. This is what it's all about right here. I'm Josh, a pilot and flight instructor who loves the sky, sharing it with those around me and using it to see the world from a new perspective. Flying can seem super complex, but I make it my mission to promote safe practices while enjoying the beauty this world has to offer. Subscribe to Climb Into the Cockpit on future adventures. This is Aviation 101.
0991 New Orleans, clear to the Foley Airport via as filed. On departure, maintain 2000.
Turkey Denver information, Delta time 1900, Zulu, wind 210 at 5, visibility 10, sky condition clear below 2000, temperature 16, 2.7, altimeter 3001. Super runway 19er, brake traffic. Pilot reports to request contact testing radio 123.6 for traffic advisories. Advise all initial contact to US Delta.
Talkeetna, Alaska, home of Alaska Floats and Skis, the flight school where I'm stepping through the lessons to have the Seaplane rating added to my pilot certificate. In the previous episode, my instructor Parker and I drilled deep into procedures and techniques on a 3,800-foot lake near Talkeetna, and we worked on it until I started to show progress in glassy water takeoffs and landings, confined area takeoffs and landings, and power-off 180 approaches. The previous episode explains what all of these procedures are and why we're using them in certain situations. In this video, Parker knows of some hidden lakes that are back up in the mountains that he wants to take me to so we can put to use the skills we learned in the previous lesson, especially the confined area takeoffs and landings, beaching, and sailing. Welcome to part 4.
We probably plan on some mountain lake flying today. So probably to Larson, big water out there, you know, just like we saw the first flight. We'll get some step taxiing in, just do some more step turns, get some good landings, get that landing attitude, do some confines if there's texture. If it's glassy, we'll just do glassies, you know. And we'll go up to the mountain lakes and we'll go practice some more confined stuff and some mountain flying a little bit. Some good filming.
Cool. We sat out on the deck and took our time on the ground to cover today's flight objectives and step through some of the topics that will come up on the oral portion of the check ride.
Why should you be suspicious? Because you should know that the standpipes, which is those pipings where you're bilging from, the standpipes have a tendency to either fall off or they can get cracks in them over time. 21, why do flaps work so well when taking off? Okay, this is one of my favorite questions. So, why do flaps work so well when taking off? It's kind of
Once we felt good about our ground briefing, we strapped into our life vests and climbed into the airplane to depart Christensen Lake. And to start the day off, we're bound for the large Larson Lake to run some warm-up drills before we head into the mountains.
Beautiful.
We'll fly the terrain here.
Nice. Yep. Just keeping that pause ready to climb coming for the glassy water takeoff. Just like that.
Oh yeah, Denali is out.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so this will be a confined area takeoff, so we'll use those trees and come right over the trees. Once we clear the trees, make sure we get about 50 feet clearance, and once the trees are totally out from under us, we'll chop and drop, pop the second notch of flaps in there, arrest the descent, and introduce that power. Alright, we're coming over the trees. Yep. There's the trees, we're going to chop and drop. Notch 2.
And just wait on the power. Now you can start kind of rounding out. And then now kind of keep going, keep pulling, and then a little power if you get a little power. There you go, right there. And just hold that. And then a little less power again. And just right there. Beautiful. Nice confined landing.
Alright.
That's exactly what you want to do.
Little wake there.
Yeah, catching that at the end there, like, you know, we rounded out and we're really close to the water. It's like we're not quite there yet. We probably had like 5 feet of air underneath us still. And so it's like, that's even enough to cut.
And 5 seconds left, so it's about to cut the power for the warning here. We got 60 in sight.
Alright, we're gonna hug the west shoreline and we're gonna taxi back for a combined takeoff and wait for you. Okay. What a weird feeling to go over a wave in a boat, or in an airplane
Right.
too, right? It's like, it's just unnatural again. It's like, wow, there's a wave.
Yeah, Tango, turn to base.
And mixture carpet area is clear, and water rudder's up. Alright, ready?
Yep, ready when you are.
60
2A's on the go, we're doing a 180 takeoff.
Roger, 57 Delta is out of your way. ST's on the upwind, about to turn crosswind.
There's a second rise. Let's get on step before reducing power.
And all the way up on the step, just like that. Arrest the porpoise first, and then pull the power back to 2,000. Yep,
Do have
that's
a
the
boat
order to do
crossing
it.
the north end of the lake.
I will look one. Boat up at the north end, so we'll keep our eyes out, but
Okay.
looking good right now. Looking left, clearing left, turn left, and
Like
kind of
way
looking out
north.
this way as we go around. Okay. And then a little bit more power, because we're starting to kind of fall off step just a touch. Perfect. Very nice.
And 57 Delta is getting up on step on the west wall, and we'll depart after STs get down.
And then once you got it all the way around, we'll kick it back to straight. And increase the full power, and then the hand on the flaps. And then when you move your hand down again, keep your back pressure right where it is. Even a little bit more back pressure now, because we're getting more water drag. There you go. We'll kind of let the nose down, build some airspeed, and then we're out of here. Alright, nice. Good work.
We spent about 20 minutes at Larson Lake practicing step turns, getting a feel for the step attitude again, and we departed with a 180-degree step turn to a confined area takeoff. After that warm-up, we're ready to head into the mountains to our first real confined area, Sockeye Lake.
The 6-5 short, final one.
Alright, so that second lake kind of opens up right there at the very end of the channel. There's a clearing in the trees. That's kind of right where we're going. That's going to be our kind of, we're going to want to be down at like treetop level by the time we get there. Cool. So that's the idea.
Could you close that window just a little
Yeah.
bit by chance? It was like blowing right in my eyes.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yesterday we did a landing and my window was open a little bit. I was like, I was about to do a go around because I couldn't see.
Oh yeah, that happens, yep. Alright, so with this approach, what we're doing is kind of like right through the trees, and we'll kind of, as soon as we're through the trees, all the way clear of them, we'll take a left turn, pop the second notch flaps, and then you're looking straight at the water and you're perfect.
Okay, cool.
So just keep this coming, it happens pretty quick, so kind of try to lead you off here. So wait on the flaps until you're around the turn, so now turn, and then now you want to get the second notch, and then you're right there, and then power's necessary, and then wings level, looking at the end of the shoreline, and then just hold it off until you're right there, wherever you want it. Yep. Oh, beautiful. That's going to be nice. Yep. That is it. Can't get better than that.
That felt really good.
Pretty fun little approach though, huh?
That is a really fun approach. I like that.
Yeah, nice work. That was good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you can obviously tell the wind's definitely out of the west now. So like looking at this ripple, see how it's kind of more of a wave now?
Yeah.
Like that's what 5 knots looks like. I would totally agree. And looking at the birch trees are definitely fluttering over here. The other thing to consider is how much room we have on this lake for that wave to build though. So like we're at the far downwind end of the lake. Up at the upwind end, those waves are definitely guaranteed much smaller, if not glassy at the shoreline up there. So
okay.
that's what that term fetch means though. Like how much room do you have for that wave to start stacking? So.
Gotcha. Do you think this is enough room to do a 90-degree step turn?
Yeah, yep, definitely. Yep, we can do it. Yeah, we can do a 180 too.
Okay, you think so?
Yeah, especially if like we kind of hug like this side of the shoreline and like get up on step, and then we have kind of this wide part right here.
Yeah, it narrows up there.
Yeah, and it should be enough. You know, it's like again, that's kind of just a judgment call. Like you might get up on step and realize it's not enough, so it's
And we'll be ready to abort.
Yeah, and that's good practice to abort too. So if it's worst case scenario, that's a lesson in itself.
Okay, so we got mixture carb heat and the area looked clear, and we're gonna get the water rudders up just as soon as we straighten out that way. And then we got our big area up there, so we'll just begin that step turn.
Full stick aft. Perfect. And you really want to get that power all the way back to 2,000 RPM. That'll help tighten your radius too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And if you pull your power back even a little bit more, check this out. This is a little tool right here. You'll start to kind of almost fall off step, but not quite. Now you reduce your centrifugal, you can tighten your turn.
Oh, wow,
Now add
yeah.
the power back a bunch, goose it. Yep, that'll keep you up on step.
That was cool, yeah. Totally felt that.
Yep. Now you're full power again, and then just as you were.
Alright, back down to 10 degrees.
Nice, that's it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but how much shoreline we had remaining on that side, you know, like reducing the power there a little bit, you can really tighten up that radius a lot. So, for the check ride, you know, it's just stay on step the whole time, but that's really a float tool right there, float pilot's tool right there. It's your best friend, is reduce your centrifugal, and then you can tighten that radius a little bit more.
And as soon as you feel it starting to try to slide off step, just juice it again.
Yeah, just save it, you know, don't let it fall off.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely felt it tighten.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a plow phase either, that's the thing, like we're still up on step.
Right.
The way to know if you're on the plow is you won't have that keel authority anymore, and your rudders will get all sloppy. So we can still use the rudders, so we're still turning, we still have keel authority, we're still on step.
Gotcha.
Sockeye Lake has this perfect bulbous end to it that allowed us room to do a 180-degree step turn to a takeoff run, like we had just practiced at Larson Lake. That saved us several hundred feet of lake by starting the takeoff run already up on step. The next mountain lake is unofficially named Pineapple Man, and it's a long, skinny, curved lake that Sarah took me to on my first intro flight 2 years ago, and Parker wants to hit that lake today as part of the check ride prep.
Don't think this is going to be glassy either. It looks like it's got a good wind.
Seaplane, that was in the power for fish. What's your position?
A little snow left right there.
Seaplane.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Mike is right downwind. Landing west, fish lake, Tokyo radio, electrical.
In the middle of June.
Yeah.
Going to be entering midfield for one-way 19, Tokyo radio. Yeah, pace are departing Christian.
And I think our abort point should be not that big choke off right there, but the second one, or the last one. Alright. Okay, so we did our woods checklist, got our depth and space, we looked good on all of that, didn't see any obstacles. We got our abort point named, picture is set where we want it, check the car beat real quick.
That lake right there, kind of 12 o'clock, that's the one we're kind of going to set up on our base for.
Okay, cool. Yep. The car beat, gas is on both. I'll kind of use my judgment here on the flaps.
Yeah.
Probably don't need them right off the bat. Yeah, this is where Sarah took me. Yep. But of course, like all of these like terms and techniques and stuff, I like had no clue what was going on.
Right. Now it's starting to kind of puzzle together.
I still have no clue what's going on, but
don't sell yourself short. You'll figure it out.
We're gonna start turning here.
Here's our lake right here that we're kind of going to line up with.
Okay.
We'll kind of just come over the top of it and then come down this channel and just see what I mean. Same thing, kind of the treetop level a little bit. Once you kind of are crossing right after the marsh where the lake actually begins, you want to be treetop level.
That means we need to.
And then you can pretty much, for this confined, you don't really have to use a second notch of flaps.
Okay.
You can just kind of hold it off with one notch and just going to work our way around that corner there. Cool. Yep. And then we want to get down like almost ground effect, but not being a turn ground effect, so it's still kind of holding off a little bit of altitude. Make it around the corner, wings level, and then get down. Yep. Keep coming, keep coming. Then we'll straighten out. We do have the swans. We'll stay to the right of them. And then we can get wings level. A little gust right here, so we'll get some performance, so a little less power. Then it's going to drop us on the other side, so then ready to catch it. Perfect. Like that. That's it. Beautiful. On the money.
Sweet. That's such a cool approach.
Yeah, that's an awesome lake.
I am beating myself up for not bringing my fly rod on this trip.
Oh, you fly fisher?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm just starting getting into it. My brother's up here at Ileana. He's huge into it, so.
I'm not like super into it, but I'm just at the point where I've kind of got the muscle memory and technique down, and it's just starting to get fun.
Right.
It's I'm enjoying the crap out of it.
Yeah, me too. I just, like, coming up here is just like, well, I gotta do something, you know? Like, I gotta do something else.
Alaska
awesome.
for fly fishing is so perfect.
Yep.
Like, that's a perfect combination.
We'll keep coming, keep coming. We're gonna get back around this first point right here. Okay. A little bit further, keep coming left, kind of straight now, then you can fall off step in here. Perfect. Right here's. Now we can get the waters down so we don't weather vane quick. Alright. Perfect. Then we'll just run through, we'll get ready for our before takeoff. So normally, like, you can taxi all the way back there in that cove. However, the issue with that is obviously see how narrow we're getting here. And so if we add like glassy water, and you, obviously if you try to turn right, you have a bigger turn. So left turn for the left turn intensities, that helps We do have the wind, so we can pull the water rudders up once we start getting the wind on the tail, and that's going to snap us right around, save our turn radius.
Okay, cool.
So we'll kind of like hug the right side when we're ready to go, and then that way we'll be like really, really nice and easy.
Sounds good.
Yep, you can see these rocks right here. Let's start getting our before takeoff done so we can get turned around because it's going to get pretty tight here pretty quick.
Okay, we got flaps, and we'll be ready on the water rudders, and mixture carb heat is set. Area is clear, and we'll get the water rudders up.
We'll turn right here for a sec. We'll kind of question mark. And then now start going full left rudder first. Wait for us to kind of get this turn established. Right about there, now pull the water rudders. And then see how fast we just spin on a dime right here. This is perfect. Sweet. That's how you use that to your benefit.
Alright, stick all the way back.
And then full power. Oh man, this is looking good. Vectorize up on step, and then we'll do whatever kind of takeoff you want. You can pop the flaps if you need to, you can rocket float, or you can just kind of straight level it. We'll kind of get around the corner here.
Yeah, I think we'll pop the flaps up.
Alright, sounds good.
Or down, rather. Once we straighten out.
The swans don't look like a factor. We're looking good there.
Alright.
Full power, and then just wait until it feels like you're gonna fly like that, and then kind of flatten out, build some airspeed. And we got some low terrain right in front of us, so we'll just go for that.
Sounds good.
We're on to Mountain Lake number 3, Moon Shadow. This lake isn't nearly as confined as Pineapple Man or even Sockeye, but it is at a higher elevation, so density altitude will play into our departure. There's even this little rocky island in the middle of the lake that we'll try beaching at if the surrounding obstacles look okay. And while we're at it, we're gonna try out some sailing as well.
This is Moon Shadow 12 o'clock in front of us. Okay. The winds are probably still going to be out of the west, so you can expect on the backside of this little hill right here, probably some downdrafts.
Okay. We're on the east side of Kristen. We're going to fall behind.
Which could be interesting on departure. That's just crazy that there's like snow below us.
Right. I know, I love it. Yeah, Moon Shadow is a really, really cool lake.
Yeah, water's definitely moving that way, the ripples.
Look at all the shallow spots out here in the middle of the lake. You see that shelf?
I do. So
right on the close side of the island to us, between the island and us right now, there's another one just underneath us too. There's 2 of them.
Right here.
Yep, you see it?
Okay, so we need to go to the right of that, to the left of the island.
Yep, so we're going to stay to the left of the island though, yep.
A little bit shallow on this side, but nothing to worry about except for that shallow area there that we'll go to the right of, and then the island and what's past it.
Checking out the island real quick. On that south, kind of southeast, I guess we're mostly east corner, right at us. Looks like there's a beach there maybe. We might be able to beach there if we want.
That'd be cool.
On the other side of the island too, there might also be a beach. So when we come around for a downwind, we'll kind of just scout the beach out and see if there's any big obstacles.
If we're not on by the island, we need to abort. So mixture, we're set. Check the carb heat real quick. And gas is still on both. We want to get flaps. I'm just kind of eyeballing my base here. We'll roll out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, we're a little bit closer than I thought we were. That's okay though.
And all those dark patches obviously are performance increases, so kind of paying attention to those.
Okay, and I've got the shallow area in sight. We're gonna hug the right side of this clearing right here.
Yeah, and pretty much won't need any power, because right now we got 100 miles an hour going on too, so we'll just round out and then bleed our energy off, and we'll just touch down nice and soft. Kind of an engine failure almost. And then we'll catch it with some power when we need it, if we need it. There's a little gust right there, you'll see.
Yeah, I got that in sight. Alright, so we're starting to round out.
Little back pressure, see that? Oh, there you go.
It dug in just a little bit there.
Yep, just back pressure, that's it.
Alright, we're down.
That is it. Perfect. On before the abort point, water rudders down, flaps up, all that.
Go ahead and put mixture. And if it looks bad and we don't like it, we'll just weather vane and we'll pop the flaps and actually sail backwards too. Okay. We got some big rocks. Yeah, there's not really much of a beach. Go ahead and pop the flaps real quick. And then kick in right rudder, and then full left aileron. That's gonna bring the tail backwards away from this right here. Okay.
We hopped out of the plane, and this turned into a sailing lesson. It was kind of a failed beaching, and then sailed backwards to get away from it, but
I don't know about a failed beaching, but definitely some objects there that we didn't want to get involved with.
the objective was achieved. in terms of not harming the airplane.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
There we go. Yeah, okay. It was successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hopped out of the plane and we were just talking about how, you know, when you get down to a lake like, or you explain it, like how cool it is to be at such a remote place and the things you wonder about it.
Well,
you
the
know,
name of the place is Moonshadow, where we're at right now, Moonshadow Lake, and just the fact that you're even like, you know, like splashing the water or just standing here where we are, breathing this air that's so pure, probably one of the purest places left on the planet. No highway noise, no airport noise, no planes flying overhead. It's like you're literally standing on the moon. It's like, how many people have stood here before? Probably not too many.
probably not too many, I would imagine. Crystal clear water, very cold. We're surrounded by little patches of snow that are left here in the middle of June, and just absolutely awesome place. This is what float flying is all about, and this is one of the many reasons I opted to come all the way back to Alaska to do my float rating. I could have done it in Texas, could have done it in Florida, could have done it in a number of places, but I opted to come back to Alaska to get it done.
Good choice.
It's even a little chilly up here too.
Yeah, it is.
Should have thrown my jacket in the plane. But we're gonna hop in the plane here in just a minute and fire up and continue our lesson. But you gotta stop and smell the roses. On your way up the ladder, don't forget to stop for a minute, look over your shoulder, take in the view. This is what it's all about right here. Clear prop, if anybody can hear us.
Yeah, for all the bears and moose.
For all the bears and mooses hiding and watching us.
Trout.
Yeah, for all the trout.
This is such a cool lake.
Yeah, Moonshadow is one of my favorites. I really would love to get out and find a spot, but down here there's, I know you can get out down here and then you can walk around.
Area is clear. We'll get a look at our departure area once we make that U-turn. I'm just aiming to the right of those rocks.
Yep. Yeah.
I see another tiny obstacle.
Yeah, I'd probably start swinging right anywhere in here.
Okay.
We can get the water rudders anytime.
And okay, yep, water rudders. And we got flap set. All right, you ready to go?
Yep. Yeah, watch how fast we weather van. It almost feels like you have centrifugal force in there.
Right.
That's how fast it's going. Yeah, we might be off a little bit after the island. I'd probably say like by that first point up there, if we're not off by that first point.
Okay. There's the first rise. There's the second rise. Let's get up on step. All right, it's feeling good. There's 50.
Just a touch more back pressure, like right there. That's your step.
Okay. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, we're off before the island. Nice. Yeah, the wind really does help.
It really helps. We could expect some downdrafts if we cut through there.
But it's also an out too because it goes down the valley, and so if you got stuck, like now you have room to kind of, you have an escape route to go down.
Yeah, let's cut this way.
No bears or moose to report right now.
Not right now. That was such a cool lake.
Totally. Oh, blast. And you wouldn't know it's there unless you had an airplane.
Right.
You know, like,
There's no
guarantee you ask anybody in Tuckian what Moonshadow is and they go, what?
Know what?
Yeah.
Unless they
Oh,
fly.
what's a Moonshadow?
We've done a glassy water takeoff and landing, confined area operations, and mountain flying. So to top this lesson off with the check ride tasks, we're gonna head back to Larson Lake to do a quick power off 180 approach, then another one back at Christensen Lake.
Then just
All
let me
right.
know. Okay.
Yep. Go for it.
Okay, so we're going to begin turning, and we're going to pitch for 100. And we're going to check gas, carb heat, mags, and primer throttle. Mixture and the water rudders are up. I'm going to keep that speed up, keep that turn coming around. Ready on the go around.
Yep. Yep, winds look good out of the south. Kind of initially arrest the descent rate, and then kind of like right here, kind of hold this for a second, and then start pulling. Just kind of continuously keep pulling, continuously keep pulling. Keep pulling. As you feel like it's coming on the backside, there it is, just like that. That is beautiful. And we're on before our board point. That was perfect.
Awesome.
No complaints there. Feel good?
Feels good, yeah.
Alright, let's just head home for now, and then we'll end on a good note.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll, if there's texture at Christensen, we'll do an engine failure at Christensen too.
Okay. Alright, so we're getting the nose down, turning toward the lake. Fuel, carb heat, throttle, mags, and primer. Mixture is lean and the water rudders are up. Ready for a landing. We need to keep that nose down. Ready on the go around.
Yep. We're gonna get those wings level once we can. Perfect. And then kind of arrest that initial descent. A little bit more, keep pulling, don't let it sink up, just like that. Little hole, little pull. There it is. That's it, and then kind of relax it a little bit, that'll keep you on step, just like that. That's how you avoid the skipping there.
Cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Awesome.
Tucking radio 156, dropping down to clear on Christensen.
6 off, tucking radio, roger.
Alright, AVMX master off, we'll get the headsets off.
Alright.
Now can I come right toward this tire here, this first corner of the dock. Keep coming straight at north there. Keep coming full right rudder now. Full right rudder. Wait on the water rudders. Kind of straight for a second. Straight. And then now full right rudder. And then now pull the water rudders up. And that's how you do it. Gotcha. That'll just weather into red on. Hey, did we get one?
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. That's the way to go, man.
With help from Parker, that was a perfect docking, but I must admit that my own docking later isn't going to be that pretty, and it will admittedly make my pre-check ride confidence take a hit. We'll talk more about that later. Like I'd mentioned back at Moonshadow, this is one of the many reasons I opted to come all the way back to Alaska to complete my seaplane training. Taking a seaplane into these remote spots really showcases the beauty of this realm of general aviation. And Parker gets it. He knows how important it is for the instructor to take the time to show the student how to really apply these skills to real-world scenarios, all while showing them the beauty in what we're doing and why we do this. Like I've said before, Alaska Floats and Skis isn't just a flight school where you can get your float rating. With hundreds of lakes surrounding it, the confluence of two major rivers, Denali National Park, the Talkeetna Mountains, and the village of Talkeetna, this is a destination, and I couldn't imagine getting this experience anywhere else. The rest of the gang is working away at their training at the same pace, and we're all coming down to the wire. Tomorrow, Daniel and Dave take their check rides, and Kevin and I take ours the day after that. But before we begin our round of check rides, there is a very special flight that we all want to take. Tonight, Chris, Dave, Chelsea, and I will climb into Chris's 172, and Daniel and Kevin will hop in Kevin's Super Cub for a 2-ship ride into one of the most breathtaking places I've ever laid eyes on. Chris and I made this flight in the previous Alaska series 2 years ago, and it was the first time in my life that I was actually speechless. And we're gonna take that flight again with a bunch of fresh eyes in the next episode. Speaking of Chris, this series would not be what it is without his support and help filming this entire thing. Since I'm training for a rating here, I can't focus on filming at the same time, so a lot of the handheld and drone footage you're seeing in this series was taken by him. Go give his online ground school some love at angleofattack.com and give him a subscribe on YouTube at Angle of Attack. The full-length edits of these flight lessons are available to members at aviation101.com/cockpit club if you're interested in seeing the 1 hour plus long video showing this entire lesson with all of our discussions and raw footage. If you'd like to see more content like this, definitely go down and hit that like button and subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on the next episode. Until next time, you know the drill. Stay happy, healthy, current, and proficient. We'll see you in part 5 right here at Alaska Floats and Skis. Fly safe.
Far in the distance, there's a promise. It seems far in the distance.